This is a demonstration of using the form manager that is hosted on Bitbucket. I'm going to be using Eclipse as my editor. I'm going to create a simple project and show you how the form manager can be used. Here I'm going to go ahead and create a dynamic web project. I'm just going to create a test. Okay, we have a simple website. I'm going to create an HTML file. Here we have our title. And here we have the body. If I were to look at this, here's our HTML. Now normally when we create a form, you'd have to create the form in the HTML and mark it up, and then you have to create all the background jobs that handle validation, and you have to pass validation back to the HTML and display any errors that might show up. Turns out that takes a lot of time. So what I did was I created a JavaScript library using the Gwt utility from Google, and I packaged it up in a nice JavaScript folder. So here I'm going to download it from Bitbucket. And I'm going to copy it into my project. There we go. Now I've got the JavaScript in my project. Now I need to include it. And I'm just going to type in my script tag. And now I need to create my form. Now creating my form, instead of creating it here, I'm going to create it in an XML file. Here's my form. So I'm going to call it hello. There's my XML file. Now I'm going to copy the XML file from a form that I've already created. And I'm going to have to explain what this means. Here we have the namespace, and we have methods and so on in here. Let me explain how this works. The form expects a specific type of response. It's a JSON response, and this response is formatted in such a way that it knows if it needs to log in, or if there's a problem with a field, or if there's a general error, or if everything's good. Now, if you need to log in, you have the option of entering an authentication URL. This will basically take you to a place where you can log in. Here I have it pointing to an image of a login page. The action represents the server process that you will be sending the form to. Here I'm just going to send it to an HTML file called response, and let me create that response file. I'm going to get rid of all of this. And I'm going to create a JSON response. And it's going to have status 0. That means that the response was good. And let me get rid of this here. It's going to be using a get. On success, I'm going to take it to the Google homepage. This is the namespace of the form. This is the location of the schema. And here we have the field definitions. So here we have name, username, required true, type text, title, username. You can have a little helper. You can have a description. And we can have a list of buttons. Here we have a single button. It is not hidden. The ID is submit. Label is login. And let's change this. You can have a separate action for each button. It will override the action that is for the form. I don't need this, so I'm going to get rid of it. On success, you can have a different success page for each button as well. Or you could ignore it. I'm going to get rid of that too. There we go. Now how do we put it inside the HTML? We simply do div ID equals form underscore manager, and then you can put a unique ID after that. I'm going to call it hello, because you can have more than one form in a single document. You also need to tell it where to find the XML file. I'm going to type URL equals, and it's going to be hello.xml. And we're done. Let's save it and see what happens. So now it's saved. I'm going to refresh this page. There's our form. I'm going to type some stuff in here. And I'm going to say login. And there we go.